Hey guys, welcome to our Wednesday, Thursday video for week 1 of October curriculum. Before we get going, make sure you get your body warmed up with some exercises, jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, front-ups, and then 30 seconds of exercise like doing high knees, jogging, holding a plank, or doing some mountain climbers. Ready, set, go. All right, so today we are going to be learning the complement to the inside crescent kick we learned in our last video. Today we're going to be doing outside crescent kick. All right, so just a quick reminder, inside crescent kick comes up and over and lands, cross, and then you just reset back into your ready stance. Outside crescent kick is just the opposite movement, so it's still a half circle, only now instead of landing crossed, we're going to cross first and then kick up and over to the outside and landing in our ready stance. Some people think this one's a little easier than the inside crescent kick. Some people think inside is easier. I like them both. They go together well because we'll eventually put them in a combination that flows nicely. But again, so outside crescent kick, that means when you do strike, it's the outside of your heel now that's going to be hitting, and you're swinging your foot around towards the outside of your body and landing with it back behind you in your ready stance. So again, it's cross first. There's a little bit of a chamber here. Then kick it out as you swing around and set it back down, okay? So cross up and over, set it back down. One thing that helps you get good form on this is your foot position, right? If I just swing through with my foot kind of flopped out, then I would end up hitting with the side of my foot, and that'll hurt you. So you want to think about getting your foot nice and flexed so that it's your heel that leads the way coming around. Now you don't want it to come around this way. That's a different kind of kick. That's a hook kick. But it's toes up with your heel still coming across just slightly before the rest of your foot. All right, so again, it's cross, up and over, landing to the outside. So then, once you've done it slowly a few times, full speed looks like this. No. Okay, so let's try the other side now, okay? Switch your feet. Now your back foot's gonna cross here, kick out, up and over. Remember, keeping those toes pointed straight up at the ceiling, keeping those hands up, cross, up and over, and back. Good. So you cross it, toes up at the ceiling, up and over. All right, it's a little hard to do slowly, but now that you've got the motion, full speed looks like this. Okay, there is a slight chamber, kick, rechamber as you come back down. You guys don't really have to worry about that today. Cross it over, kick it out, and come back down. Again, making sure that the toes stay pointed straight up. You want to avoid this because that's a totally different kind of kick. So keep those toes pointed straight up as you go up and over, okay? So now that you've got the motion, you're going to do 10 on each side. Outside crescent kicks, ready, set, go. Okay guys, our next skill that we're going to be learning today is another boxing type of movement. Last video we did bob and weave, which comes off of the big swing and hook punch that you can see coming around. Right? Today the move we're going to be doing is called slipping. Now this is kind of like dodging a punch, okay? But you want to use this one against a different kind of punch, right? So the bob and weave was against a big swing and hook punch. Okay, slipping is going to be off of those tight centered straight punches. Just like bob and weave, you're going to move to the outside of the arm, okay? So whichever arm is punching at you, that's the one you're going to lean towards. And here's what that slipping looks like, right? So if someone is facing me, punching me with their left hand, coming straight down the middle at my chin, all I got to do is this. Right? They're coming straight at my chin. I'm just getting my head offline. Okay? Offline. So you lean back onto your back foot a little bit, get your head offline. Still keeping your hands don't move, right? Your hands stay right in the middle and you lean off to the side. If they punch with their right hand, okay? Their right hand is going to be on this side of your body. You lean this way, okay? Getting your head offline. Your feet don't do any moving. There's no stepping, okay? It's just a quick movement of your body. You're at the upper half of your body, right? So bob and weave, your upper half doesn't move, only your legs do the work. Slipping is the opposite. Your feet don't move, and it's only your upper body that does the movement, okay? So here's what you can do if you do have someone there who can give you some very slow, and start out just holding it out there so they can remember which way they need to lean away, all right? It's all it is leaning away. You can even reach out and do a little, give it just a little push, right? It's not boom and getting and stepping way out of the picture, right? This is staying right there, giving it. If you want to parry it a little bit, you can, but you always want to keep your hands right in the middle, leaning off to the side, okay? So if you have someone there who can give you a slow punch, just like this, not any faster than this, so they can practice leaning towards the outside of your arm, right? If you lean towards the inside, there's a good chance they can follow it up with the next side and you're not ready for it, okay? So leaning to the outside, I'm kind of doing both at the same time, right? Just so you get an idea, you lean towards the side of the arm that's punching. So that is slipping. Go ahead and practice that for a little bit. Okay guys, last thing we're gonna review today is our 1, 2, 3, 4 drill. Some of you who are brand new, you learned this in the office during your intro with Master Forleo or Mrs. Hill. Some of you who have been coming for a while, maybe it's been a little bit of time since you've done this drill, so we're gonna review it really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like it's a pattern of strikes going through your body. 1 is your front foot. 2 is the same side, same hand. 3 is your back hand, and 4 is your back leg. Now, 1 and 4 are both front kicks. 1 is a front kick with the front leg. 4 is a pivot front kick with the back leg. All right? 2 and 3 are just palm strikes. Those palm strikes we learned in our last video. So here we go. We've got 1, it's your front leg. 2, front hand. 3, reverse hand. And 4, pivot. Okay? So here we go. Let's do it again. We've got front leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a nice, easy pattern because it comes up and around your body in a crescent shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And if you switched your feet, that just changes the order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So whichever leg you have back, the front foot starts the pattern with the number 1. All right. Still make them good kicks. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Right? The best way to learn and get good at this drill is to say the numbers with each strike. That way your brain makes that connection. 3 is this hand, 2 is this hand, 4 is this foot, 1 is this one, right? And always resetting and staying in a good ready stance. If you kind of kick and then flop around, then you get a little mixed up. So really staying steady in that ready stance. The goal then is to mix it up a little bit, doing different numbers. Give me 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, right? And so what I'd like you to do is practice going in different orders. Have someone call out different numbers for you, 1 through 4. Maybe even throw a 5 in there just to mess with them and see if they're paying attention, because there is no 5, right? So you just wouldn't move. Stay in your ready stance, okay? So throwing out some numbers one at a time. Then once they seem to get a good handle on, you know, the different strikes with the different numbers, then you can mix it up. Do pairs of numbers. 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 1, right? Mix it up, make it a little challenging. Start slow, and then work your way up to combinations of 3 numbers and 4 numbers, all right? We're going to be doing some of that all month. at least one video a week working on 1, 2, 3, 4 drill, practicing our mind and body coordination. Ready, set, go. Hey guys, so today we are continuing our learning on self-control. Today we're going to talk about the definition and then how to practice the first way we have here. So, the ability to control your behavior or impulses. All right, so you guys all know what behavior is. It's how you act. All right, sometimes you have good behavior, like having a good attitude, doing as you're told, being considerate, like being respectful, all those kinds of things. But then there's bad behavior also. Bad behavior like having a bad attitude, grabbing things, throwing stuff around, speaking disrespectfully to the people around you, especially your parents, right? So there's good behavior and bad behavior, and self-control is really being able to stop yourself from having bad behavior. Okay, so, you know, sometimes we all have moments where we lose control, we mess up, we make bad choices, but then it's important to admit that, apologize, and then do your best to get back into good behavior. Okay, sometimes we need our parents to help us learn to have good behavior, right? It's our parents, your parents' job to teach you which behavior is acceptable and which is not. Okay, and so when you hear your parents say something to you like, that behavior is unacceptable, that attitude is not okay, right? That's your cue to realize, oh, I'm not having good self-control. I need to get back on that good behavior, okay? And then when it comes to impulses are things that we just kind of do without really thinking about it, right? When you're in class and you hear the teacher say, raise your hand if, and then you stick your hand up before you even know what the question is, right? That's an impulse, because you just heard someone say, raise your hand, and then you didn't listen for why you're supposed to raise your hand. You stuck your hand up in the air, right? So that's an impulse. Another impulse might be your little brother or sister grabbed a toy out of your hand, so you just hit them or push them because you were just instantly mad that they took your toy. That's a really bad impulse to have, because someone could get hurt and you would get in big trouble. Okay, so impulses are things that we just kind of do as a reaction without thinking about it. But just because it's an impulse doesn't mean you're not responsible for it. Okay, you have to try to get control of those impulses. That's not always easy, especially for kids. But as you get older and as you learn and realize, oh, that was an impulse, right? And maybe your parents can help you with that. When they see you do something without thinking and they say, what were you thinking? Well, and you say, I don't know. Maybe your parents can help you realize that was an impulse. You just reacted. You didn't think about what you were doing, okay? So we're still responsible for our impulses even though we do them without much thought, okay? Self-control is learning to be aware of those impulses and not let them end up being things that are going to get you in trouble. All right, number 1 on the sheet, keeping my hands to myself. That kind of applies right into impulses, right? If somebody grabs something from you, you want to push them back. Maybe somebody says something mean, you want to hit them or something, right? That's not okay. But it's also not when it just comes to getting angry, right? Some people give hugs without asking if it's okay, right? That's not okay. If you want to give your friend a hug, say, is it okay if I give you a hug? Not everybody likes hugs, so it's important to respect their body and their space and ask. And if they say, no, I don't want a hug, then you need to respect that and not wrap your arms around them. Maybe they'll give you a high five or a fist pound instead. I know one of my boys, he just doesn't really like giving hugs to his friends. He gives me hugs. I'm his mom, but he doesn't give hugs to his friends. He'd much rather do high fives with his friends. You know, and that's okay. You have to respect when people don't want you touching them, okay? And that includes your parents. Sometimes kids, we have a tendency to just like grab onto our parents and hang on, be like, oh, mom, and you're like hanging onto their shirt or something. I tell you what, that can really make a mom stressed out. So I want to ask you guys to really work on keeping your hands to yourself. If you're just giving your mom a hug, that's nice, but then don't grab on and hang on and start whining to her about something, okay? Moms need their space too. Okay, All right, so keeping your hands to yourself. Don't hug people without their permission. It's not just your hands too, your whole body. Don't be banging into people and running into people and touching in any inappropriate ways either, okay? So keeping your hands to yourself is a good way to practice self-control. All right, I'll see you guys next time.